Team Sportscast Network presents Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
Welcome back. We are live, and I think we've worked out the kinks here tonight. The official Shoutcast here for DT versus DarkSide, RTCW. Final week of Cal Invites. Server number 1 right here. This is our final match for this server. On server number 2 in about half an hour, Empire versus Westside Wolves with TSN Sabo. I am Air Warwitch, and with me on the mic, TSN Justice. Justice, welcome back. We're in game. Things are looking up for us. MP Beach. Let's talk a little bit about what we can expect tonight from DT versus DarkSide.
Well, this is a match where both of these teams have been a little bit diminished in recent months. Which, as we all know, some defections from the DS team have left them a little understaffed. However, they're still a tough team. DeathTouch also still a strong team, despite losing some matches that they probably would have won had they taken place, a month or two ago. So both of these teams kind of reeling in the last month, like I said, but definitely still easily within the top 10 clans of RTCW, at least in North America. And it should be a very good match.
Well, both teams pulling out some big names from the bullpen here tonight. DarkSide, Shiner, Prodigy, Bleed, Slugs, Christoph, and Naz. Featured here on the DeathTouch roster: Griffin, Born to Die, Apoculos, Demak, Murder, and Sam Steen here tonight. Waiting up for a 4-man ready up here tonight. Once again, want to wish both Affliction and Hostile Incorporated good luck in their game and their matchup. A little bit vexed by some issues on their side, some lag outs and timeouts, some server problems. So we aborted to cover the next game right here on our agenda tonight: DarkSide versus DeathTouch. And we're in game, buddy. We got about the 8-second countdown. We're going to pass it to you, start the initial rush, and we'll cover the action here on the Team Sportscast Network.
Well, really quickly looking at the pings, it looks like DeathTouch by far has the ping advantage, which is they have 5 guys with under 50 ping, 50 or under, excuse me. They have one guy at 70. However, the DarkSide team does have good pings as well. They only have 5 players, however, which is not conducive to winning. So I think they need to realize they only have 5 players and call a timeout before they waste too much time here at the start of the match. Warwitch, I'm going to pass the action off to you so I can figure out what's going on with these teams.
Well, the game is underway, and we've got incoming 6 players for the Allied team. DT on the offensive right here. There's the dynamite plant in the seawall breach. They've got the plant right there. The dynamite now has got that red glow. In just a moment, it is going to explode. We had a valiant attempt right here on the seawall door, and we've got a plant there as well. 7:05, again, DT Allies, DS, the Axis team. 7:01 remains on the clock here tonight. First round, first set. It is no score, 0-all. It is MP Beach, final week of Cal Invites right here. And Justice, as we wait for the action, kind of explain how the seeding is going to work. He who comes out the winner of this game, what's going to happen for the playoffs?
Warwitch, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not really following it simply because of some issues.
Bleed right there. You see that Panzerfaust opens up right there.
I
for the
saw it.
bunker,
DS Bleed, yeah.
Go for it.
Good job by them. It looks like DarkSide favoring the conservative defense. They have a couple guys out top near the seawall upper level area at the top of the ladder and at the top of the stairs. But I'm assuming, because I don't see 6 players out top, that they do have a couple guys down in the war room. Now I'm going to swing around and check it out, so why don't you take the action?
Well, one thing I am noticing here, there must have been something strange said on the other server, because I've been in ghost mode now for over a minute. Things are still looking good, still in ghost mode. Also did not notice that the in-game sounds were also disabled in that last server, so that was definitely a curse. You gotta hear the in-game sounds. Incoming DT Dimac right here with the grab. DeathTouch right here. Early grab attempts up the back radio stairs. Incoming. Backed up by one allied member. He's got the rush. Now he's got a huge amount of just forward tacklers. DT Dimac incoming. Radio room sets the time to 2:17. DT gets it done, Justice, in 2:17 right there. That is going to be just an over-the-top kind of play that we're looking for, that DarkSide is really going to have to bounce back from. All you.
Yeah, the DT team just snuck up on him, hit him hard and fast,
Very
man.
hard.
Dimac with this getting 3 kills, no deaths. Samstein, 6 kills, 3 deaths. And then on the other side, for the DarkSide team, only 2 guys have more than 1 kill. So you can see that they were plainly just overrun just by looking at the frags here. However, you know, that's just the first round, and a lot of teams, that first round, they just need a little bit of time to warm up and get in gear here. So expect this. I don't know that DarkSide is going to be able to pull it off in under 2 minutes, but definitely next round they'll be ready to face off here against the DeathTouch team.
Well, DarkSide has got a daunting task ahead of them here this evening. They're really going to have to bring that incoming allied offense. Clearly, on the last round, the Axis DarkSide team swept away by the glorious incoming allies. Really hit them hard right there with the full incoming DeathTouch action. Now with the time set of 2:17, keep in mind now that what we're probably going to see is DeathTouch really utilize a very aggressive strat. I think we're going to see these guys possibly even go over the top of the wall. I think we're going to see DeathTouch really try to engage DarkSide as much as possible on the beach because they realize that they can do that and they're not going to risk much because they've got to try to hold off DarkSide. They really want to make DarkSide spend as much of their energy as possible right there on the beach, incoming and making their assault. Very aggressive strat, what I am expecting here for DeathTouch on the Axis defense. Justice waiting on 2 players tonight. Your thoughts on what kind of strat we might be seeing for DarkSide and DT?
Well, if I was DarkSide, what I would do is pop a couple guys over the fence, grab that flag, and then have everyone suicide. And what that would do is, you know, not necessarily have the doors and the wall blown, but it would give the entire team a starting point in the forward bunker. Now, they need to maximize their time. They need to come out with good efficiency, so that's a way to do it. Other than that, like you said, they just need to be hyper-aggressive here. And as far as the DeathTouch team is concerned, not going to let them get off the beach. Warwitch, you take it away, buddy.
Well, we're in game right here. A little green light action on the seawall breach. DS Naz leaning over, trying to get the plan. It's just obliterated by Samstein. Panzerfaust. Samstein kind of leaps on top of the wall, lets loose a rocket. O'Doom takes him out. The green light fades into gray, and the dynamite is gone. Just what I talked about. Very aggressive DT attack right here. 133 remains. Incredible support fire from Democ. Opens a world, a can of whoop-ass right there. And 3 members of DarkSide incoming allied just obliterated right here. DarkSide lately really been feeling the sting of what it's like to take a loss. Not having a lot of luck as of late, and it definitely shows here in 1:14 remaining that DarkSide is on their heels tonight, not used to being in this position, and they're really doing their best to make that incoming assault right here. DS Naz, oh, we got a timeout called right here. The match is going to be paused at 106-105. Back to you.
Yeah, and looks like Shiner's 999 for the DarkSide team. Once again, running down the pings, it looks like the DeathTouch team is averaging about 25 to 30 less than the DarkSide team. I don't know how much that affects a match like this because everyone is basically under 100. However, it's going to make things just a little bit more hard for the DS team. And with them already facing 1 minute and 5 seconds on the clock, probably going to be, if they can get this done, if they can get the documents and capture them this round, well, it's going to take a miracle, Warwitch. I think they've just now blown the door. Excuse me, the door's not even blown, so they have a red on the door. They should be getting the flag anytime soon, but the defense is in such good position right now, Warwitch. I just don't see them being able to break through. If they can punch one guy through and maybe get a quick cap, sneak a guy down there, you know, I think that's pretty much their only hope at this point. What do you have to say about that?
Well, you know, I think it's a good time, and 105 seconds remaining to do a quick hop to a little QuakeCon commercial. Back with more. We're in the timeout phase of DT versus DarkSide. Back with more in a moment.
Hi, guys.
What are you doing this summer?
Got plans?
Well, cancel them.
And get ready for this year's hottest event.
I'm talking about QuakeCon 2002.
Can't make it? Don't fret. Tune in to DSN as we bring you live 24-hour coverage of the event with tournament coverage from both Return to Castle Wolfenstein and Quake 3. Interviews conducted live on the show floor. A presentation by id Software's very own John Carmack. Daily recaps of all the action and much, much more. QuakeCon 2002 on TSN August 15th through the 18th.
Find out more at
www.quakecon.org.
This worthless pile of junk still won't stop.
I think you need to bank it harder.
You've got it locked into explosive TSN. Return to Castle Wolfenstein action.
Hilfe! Medic!
Well, we're back, and we are live. Justice, welcome back to the microphone right here. What's the dealio? What's the rundown? We are currently frozen at 1:06 on the clock. A very hard time for DarkSide to beat. The game is paused because we have a timeout. Are they going to play it out? What's the deal?
They are going to continue. Match is resuming in 15 seconds, I believe. And DarkSide's still waiting on their 6th player. But if the time watches out or goes out in here in 8 seconds and he's not back on, the game resumes as normal, which means that DarkSide will be trying to capture the documents in 1 minute 5 seconds with a one-man disadvantage here. Back to you, buddy.
Well, game is underway. I'll carry you home in the final minute here tonight. Here's the storyline so far. DT makes the assault. They set the time at 2:17. DarkSide tries to return. 51 seconds remaining. The game has been paused as DarkSide loses a member from their incoming allied strike force. 45 seconds. DS Prodigy and company now inside the forward bunker. Lots of carnage here. DT really shutting down right there as the Axis defense really taking hold. DarkSide still now gaining control of the forward bunker, trying to rush hard, but they are being harassed by the likes of Demok and others out there in the field around the forward bunker. 26 seconds. Justice, nice respawn right here. DarkSide here, trying to come in. Christoph taking some heavy fire from above. Demok is taken down right there, but he serves his purpose. He harasses the incoming DarkSide allies, and with 14 seconds, buddy, that's all the time. That's going to be a point for DeathTouch here tonight on the Cal Invites Week 8 RTCW extravaganza of propaganda. 5-second countdown. And Justice, it is gamesy over right there. 1 point.
The Axis win.
For DT.
The Axis win. I know that voice. I know it sounds familiar to me, Warwitch. Sounds like it's some kind of a jackass that I used to know. I'm not quite sure. I can't put my finger on it. Who could it be?
Who could it be?
Looking at the OSP stats, Demok dominating in the first round, or in that round, with 11 kills and 2 deaths. So like you said, he might have gotten taken out that one time, but definitely doing a number on the incoming DarkSide team.
Demok always being a very powerful addition. Not only... Demok really is the lifeblood of DeathTouch. Rumors in the past that he might have faded from the clan. Good to see that he is still around, suffering some troubles in real life, as we all do from time to time. Demok, really, from anybody that knows DeathTouch, will say that this guy, he is the glue that binds DeathTouch together, and a loss of him would certainly be a painful loss to the clan itself. Definitely with those stats that you've just mentioned right there, 11 and 2, showing that he is a lethal killing machine that would be welcome on any clan in any given Sunday at any time, really making DT a strong unit. But let's not count out the rest of the DeathTouch teamwork here. DT is a team that has survived their wins and losses, Justice. They have survived that phenomenon that has struck Wolf of late, with teams constantly disbanding because they take a loss. DeathTouch says, we're going to take that loss. It may not be our shining moment, but we're not going to disband. We're going to have our troubles, but we're going to come back for more, and right now it shows as they're coming on strong against DarkSide here tonight, who DarkSide down one member. This is an interesting turn of events. I don't think in the past we would have ever have seen DarkSide suffering like this, taking them some time really to get a member in the server. In the past, you would have counted that member in the server in T-minus 10 seconds. Now it's taken them up to several minutes to get a replacement. Do you think this spells troubled times for DarkSide, Justice?
Well, I don't know what it spells, Warwitch. I'm not quite sure what the deal is with DarkSide. I know they've been going through some hard times of late. It looks like they do now have a 6th member. I'm not sure who joined up. Maybe it was Christoph. I'm not quite sure.
I believe it was
but
Shiner.
It looks like the game...
The returns of the
Shiner?
game.
Yes, it was Shiner. You got it. And Shiner entering with a 61 ping, so that's going to lower DarkSide's overall ping average there, which is good.
Well, one
now,
thing...
like you said,
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Talking over each other. How long have we been doing this? We still
it has been a while.
It has. Oh.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
And it's never going to end.
It never will. Even live in person, we'll be talking over each other. Quick off. Very quickly, want to give again a shout out to OSP. You know, I was all upset, bent out of shape because we were stuck in first-person mode, but apparently it's a server setting, not an OSP issue. And a lot of people everybody's still kind of learning the OSP itself as it stands, because here in this game, we've got the in-game sounds and no first-person mode, buddy. It is all about the ghost mode. So whatever setting we got here is the setting we want in the future. I'm gonna have to track down the teams themselves and find out exactly what it is that the other team set wrong so that we don't get stuck in that situation again. Now, the game is underway, and here's the deal for you. DT incoming Axis, or defending the Axis. DT, Axis defense, Allies, DarkSide, 6-on-6. Cal invites DT up 1-0 against DarkSide. Now, 7 minutes, 7:39 on the clock. Now is DarkSide's time to set the clock right here. Can they do it? Justice, we've got a dynamite plant right there on the seawall breach. I'm going to pass it to you. Take it away.
Alright, well, it looks like DeathTouch not worried about the door so much. They only have 1 or 2 guys hovering around that area, which is going to allow DS Shiner here, an engineer, to plant successfully at the seawall door. So now waiting 30 seconds for them to get access to the all-important forward deployment flag. Warwitch, DeathTouch not looking too organized in their initial beach defense. Now, we've seen that after the first phase, once they get into the forward deployment, once they capture that flag, DeathTouch is definitely organized and definitely capable of repelling any kind of attack. But up until that point, seemed to be a little disorganized, kind of running around, not doing a very good job at holding down the specific plant points there, Warwitch. DarkSide now entering and capturing the forward bunker, and I'm going to pass the action on to you.
Well, we've got kind of a long-range harassment right here for the DeathTouch team. They are on the upper tier. They're kind of harassing with incoming airstrikes. They've got their medics in position. Let's see, we got the likes of DT Murder. He is a Leutnant backing up DT Griffin. The medic now, Murder throwing down the incoming airstrike right here. Incoming DarkSide. See the airstrike. The airstrike goes off and takes out 2 members. It is Naz and Bleed who go down with the support fire. Well-timed, well-placed support fire right there. Going to definitely make the DarkSide team a little respawn action right there. Hold them off on their heels. That's the objective here. Once again, you're not waiting for a 30-second dynamite plan, so every second counts in this game. It's all about the objective, all about bringing the objective home, and now we've got to rush DS Naz, Lieutenant, Allied team now moving up on the far right-hand side stairwell, second story, and an objective grab. Justice, it is DS Slugs with the grab. Do you have a lock on the action?
I do have a lock on the action. He's now moving up the back stairway, Warwitch. He did a good job getting down here by single-handedly taking out the defenders at the top of the seawall area. DS Slugs all alone, however. He's thinking about approaching the radio area, but evidently been informed that it wouldn't be such a good idea, so he waits. And he's waiting at the top of the back. Now he's making his move, making his way towards the document capture area, and he does get it, setting the clock at an impressive 2 minutes and 47 seconds.
Very nice time, about 30 seconds off the mark of DeathTouch right there, but it's showing that DarkSide, a team, like I have said time and again, Justice, these guys come at you. The first round is always the worst for DarkSide. They learn what you're gonna do, and then they respond appropriately. And if very few teams can really stand the response of DarkSide. It is their retaliation mode. They might lose the first round, but after that, it is game over. When they faced Hostile Incorporated on sub, DarkSide were never really able to get that response going. Thus, they lost 3-0. But in this particular matchup here, it shows that DarkSide now have got the wheels of Zet Tank moving, and now DT 247, the time to beat. They can do it, Justice, and they can do it 30 seconds faster. But will DarkSide be surprised again? I find it unlikely, as DarkSide takes the defense, and we find out who the next point is going to here tonight on the Cal Invites DT versus DS. Back to you.
All right, waiting on 2 people here to start, 1 person to start. Now, like you said, the DarkSide team needs to defend the documents for about 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and if they can do that, they would then tie the match at 1-1. Game is going live in 3 seconds. DeathTouch, the team on the offense, and like I said before, DarkSide playing the defense here, Warwitch, and I'll let you take it away, buddy.
Incoming action right here, right now. Incoming DeathTouch. Let's get a lock on. DT Murder Engineer. Incoming white smoke from the Axis team. Tries to get the plant. He's taken down by support fired. He's down. He's not going to get far. Incoming trying to get there right to the door. No luck. Green light here. Uh-oh. Just got switched to first-person mode. Don't like that. Green light right there on the seawall breach. And not going to happen right here. Incoming DT. Let's get a lock on the engineer. No. DT going to hop over the wall. They're going to try to do it right there over the wall, but they are being resisted right there by DS Prodigy. We've got a dynamite plant on the seawall door by the incoming allied DT engineer. Nice support fire. DS Slugs opening up a world of hurt right there. The dark side across the beaches of Normandy. Incoming allies here. No engineers on the seawall breach. Justice looking for him. Likely DT engineer is going to be moving in here at any time as DeathTouch takes the offense with 1:44 remaining. All you.
DarkSide doing an excellent job with the initial phase of defense, and now pulling the turtle here, trying to get back in position, trying to get set up. They know the DeathTouch team is coming, so DarkSide definitely doing their best to hustle back up top as they surround the trenches up above in the upper reaches of the Axis base. Now, their whole strategy here is going for the long-range repellation, if that's a word. Trying to repel the Allied team using the long-range aim, and so far it has been successful. The only question I see, Warwitch, is that in a couple different instances, the medics have actually been the ones in the firefights and being backed up by the lieutenants. Obviously, a problem with that, because if the medic goes down, obviously there's no one there to revive him. We saw earlier, before we switched over, the Affliction team doing just a superb job backing up the lieutenant, and in the same kind of positions that DarkSide's showing us now. But that's neither here nor there, Warwitch. So 38 seconds left on the clock. I'm going to hand the action off to you, buddy.
Well, it looks like DarkSide has learned the tricks of DeathTouch. DT Sam Steen right here. Panzerfaust moving to the doorway of the backstairs. No. Opts to take a left, to swing the left. He takes a shot from behind by a pistol, moves into the radio room, prepares to open fire. 20 seconds. Opens fire on the Axis spawn, taking down Prodigy and Slugs, and then vaporizing himself as well. Looks like he's taken out. But nice harassment right there as the incoming Axis DarkSide now move through the radio room, and they respawn two of their members. Two of the three taken down, but with 4 seconds, 3, 2, and 1. That's going to be a point.
The Axis win.
For the dark side, it's going to bring the game 1-1 here tonight, Justice, and we're looking at a very close game. The objective was not reached in the 2:47 on the clock, and 6-on-6 action continues to explode. Your thoughts about what we just saw?
Well, Warwitch, I'm looking at the stats once again, and the overall team efficiency, which is kills to death ratio, that's the efficiency. Overall, the DarkSide team with a 50%, so they got killed half the time, and then, you know what I'm saying, 30 kills, 29 deaths. On the flip side, DeathTouch with 29 kills and 30 deaths, essentially both teams shooting the same percentage. So basically what it came down to, Warwitch, is who is in the right position. Obviously, the defense has the advantage on this map, so in order for the Allies to make a good push, they're really going to need to outfrag the defense. If they keep it tied like that, the defense is almost assuredly going to come out on top. The action is now live with the DeathTouch team attacking and the DarkSide team defending. Warwitch, take it away.
Once again, time for DT to set that paramount and always important time on the clock right here, and they want to do it as fast as they can. They've got the green light on the seawall door. Apoculos leaning over the dynamite there on the breach, takes a grenade to the helmet. Now that helmet's blown off, but he's going to get revived, and then very quickly pulling the pliers out a second time, makes the plant right there. Now we've got Griffin leaning down. It looks like he's going to try to allow teammates to hop over the wall, but an airstrike from the Axis DarkSide team denies that. Griffin and company still trying to hop over that wall, but they're not going to be able to get that hop.
Backing them up. Oh! Nas with the defense, taking out both Apocalypse and Sandstein, shooting down from the top of the ladder that leads to the Axis spawn area. Warwitch, the defense of DarkSide definitely doing a good job here. They're in position, they're set up, playing their conservative defense, and DeathTouch not having an easy time of getting through, at least on the spawn side. Back to you.
Well, a little harassment action going on here between both members. DarkSide, Bleed now moving downwards towards the forward bunker. Grenades in hand. He now tosses a grenade in. He's going to try to... No, he's going to recapture the flag right there. Axis reclaim the forward bunker. Connection interruption issues here tonight. Disconnecting, as always, the Axis POS 500 computer, Cox Communications. Gotta love those guys. DS Bleed right there, recapturing the forward bunker. DarkSide being very aggressive. They've now adapted to DarkSide, or to DeathTouch, and they are utilizing a strat which is holding these guys at bay. Now, in just a moment, we're going to see a respawn here on the beach itself, and that's going to cost DeathTouch a little bit of time. How are things looking in the War Room, Justice? Here comes the incoming DT. DT incoming allies right. Back and good to go. Welcome back. Enjoy the disconnect action. We are underway, 4:18 on the clock. DarkSide Bleed continues his harassment of the forward bunker itself. And incoming DT being harassed right back to the beach. They're coming in right here, right now, trying to make the incoming DT Born to Die. Backed up, DT Samstein. Samstein Soldier moving in, forward bunker. Samstein down by Bleed, who tosses a grenade out the front end of that bunker. But we got an allied grab. DT Demac right there sneaks in behind. He gets the grab. How is DarkSide responding?
Well, DeathTouch has 3 players down near the War Room area, Warwitch. Then now Demac and Apocalypse are moving up towards the radio stairs. At the top of the radio stairs, we have Kristoff and Slugs for the defense. So we're going to see what DeathTouch can do. Oh, a big attack, Warwitch, a big exchange of fire. Some spam cleans out about 3 or 4 guys. And luckily, DarkSide able to return the objective. Luckily for them, as Demac had successfully gotten them almost towards the top, almost to the transmitter, and it almost set the clock at 3 minutes remaining. Now, we have 3 minutes left on the clock. DarkSide is going to need to regroup, get their defense set back up, and DeathTouch, respawning now, needs to come in with a solid, cohesive attack group. Too many onesies and twosies, not helping them as they face off against superior numbers of the DarkSide defense. Back to you.
Well, we got that potential DT incoming. 2 members into the vents, 2 members up the side towards the War Room. DS Naz, nice grenade right there, taking out Apocalypse, but Apocalypse revived by Murder. Apocalypse then assaulted, and Apocalypse comes out on top. Axis reclaimed the forward bunker. DarkSide make the reclamation right there. DT owns the War Room, and there is a grab right there by DT. Griffin, talons in hand, now taking it. He's got some resistance, making a revival on Born to Die. DT Griffin avoiding a grenade shot right here. DarkSide, slugs all over Griffin. I've lost Griffin. He's about somewhere. Looking for him right here, right now. Do you have a lock on the carrier? There he is. He's now moving up the back stairs.
I believe he is now going up the radio. Going up the radio stairs and following... Uh-oh, I think I lost the document. Warwitch, take it away, buddy.
Looking for him right here, right now. Lots of action going down. Looking for the radio, the document carrier. DT Griffin right here up the back stairs. Incoming radio room backed up. Massive swarm, and they set the time to 6:09. Not the best time in the world, but it is a time set right there. It is certainly not a 2:17, but DT is able to beat down the DarkSide resistance. Set the time right there. Now DeathTouch going to have to hold off DarkSide. Justice, we know DarkSide can do it. We know these guys can sweep in. They can execute the long bomb, as it were, and they can bring it home in 2:47. Fastest time for these guys here tonight. Can DT hold them off for 6 minutes and 9 seconds? My Axis sources tell me 9 that will not be able to happen. The DT is going to be hard-pressed here tonight, buddy, to really hold off against DarkSide for the entire time of 6:09.
Prepare to fight.
Like you said, DarkSide always starting off slow. Obviously now in 5th gear here, Warwitch, and DeathTouch may be a little shaky following that pretty slow capture time. Now looking at the statistics, the DeathTouch team did indeed outfrag the DarkSide team. And obviously, as you saw, they were able to capture. So basically on all what we're looking at here, what these are inferring, looking at the statistics, is that the Allied team definitely needs to have a dominant frag performance here in order to get a decent time, or to capture it all for that matter. Warwitch, we're live now, so I'm going to hand the act to you.
Well, we got 5:36 on the clock right here. Allied DarkSide team incoming. DT really aggressive on the top of the wall with the Panzerfaust action. Massive support fire. DT Griffin, Talons of Death. I'm locked on to DT Democ right there. Accidentally back into ghost mode right there. Democ laying down the Axis airstrikes. Incoming. Target acquired, but no targets taken out. We've got a plan right here. Seawall, a breach has been made on the left-hand side. Let's check the right-hand side as the incoming Allied DarkSide team members have not yet got a plan on the seawall breach that currently remains in place. However, DarkSide now controls the forward bunker. Looking for DT Axis defense. DT Samstein, nice Panzerfaust. A duplex of a kill right there to the forward bunker. And then DT Murder with a little support fire action. It is a world of the support fire as the Axis and Allies dogfight in the heavens continue, and the bombs are being dropped on the Axis fortress here tonight, MP Beach. And this is the score of 1-1 tonight. DT with a plant time of 6:09. DarkSide trying to return the favor. Justice, there's the plant on the seawall breach. TSN Team Sportscast is the network tonight. Welcome, and let's have some fun, buddy. Back to you.
Well, I'm watching the DarkSide team. They're now underneath the Axis spawn area. DS Prodigy, DS Bleed, kind of going their separate ways here. Now, this is not good because they, instead of moving as a group, they decided to split and go in separate directions. And both of them are now dead because of it, Warwitch. But however, it does look like DarkSide managed to get a couple guys down the back ladder. I am hustling as best as I can to get down to the war room and fill you in on the action. In the meantime, back to you.
The lock on DS Slugs down the back stairs. Slugs is a lieutenant. Now he's good to go. Backing up his compatriots right here. We've got a rush right here. DarkSide now into the mouth of the war room. DS Slugs right there with the grab. Machine gun fire as he's ambushed from behind by DT Murder and company. Murder making revivals. Slugs taken down right there. Returned by DT Griffin. Nice return. DT showing a bunt. Showing that these guys are not in the war room. They were hiding in the back area of the war room on the far right-hand or left-hand side, looking outwards towards the hallway as the grab was made. They swept outwards in a flanking maneuver, took the DarkSide team by surprise, and now it is clear DarkSide knows that DT is in position. They've got the war room locked down. It is 3:10 remaining. Really showing here with, let me count their members, 1, 2, 3, 4 members here in the war room, that the majority of their team are currently in war room defense. We may have 2 members now moving out into the hallways for a little harassment activity. In fact, DT Samstein right here by the crates and boxes opens fire with a Panzerfaust in the back stairs, but meets no target. Incoming DarkSide team, Justice sweeps over him just like a tank in Europe. It's over for him, and DarkSide now has a chance at a nice rush right here as I pass it back to you in the war room.
DeathTouch not doing a great job of getting the war room defense set up, not even blocking the door, have no one looking in the hallway. They have no idea of knowing when the Allied team is going to get in there. Now, DS Shiner does have a touch. He's a medic moving solo up the back radio stairs. It looks like he might have a free ride to go, but no! Oh my goodness!
Nice.
What's going on? Oh my gosh! Warwitch, did you see that Panzerfaust?
Suicide Panzerfaust right there. I did not see who got that Panzerfaust off. It was Bleed at the top of the radio stairwell. He stood his ground as the incoming documents were making their way up behind him. Axis respawn. Suicide Panzerfaust right there, taking everybody out, clearing chairs, clearing radio equipment, and allowed the DarkSide capper to sweep in and make the cap. And that is all that matters in the end. You sacrifice yourself for the God and your country, and for the fatherland of Axis Germany, in my case, as it were. And it does count right here as DarkSide gets themselves a point, and the score is now 2-1 in favor of DarkSide. Justice, good stuff so far.
Yeah, DarkSide Bleed coming strong there. Stats on him, 17 kills, 8 deaths, so you know he was doing the job the entire round. Now, the amazing thing is, DeathTouch did respawn right before the documents got up to the transmitter, but you saw, like we talked about, Bleed going in first, taking out 2 guys, along with himself and the Kamikaze, and a teammate Shiner, left the thing wide open for the documents runner, who was all alone when he captured. So it was a clutch play on the part of Bleed there for the DarkSide team. Now, Warwitch, DarkSide again on offense, definitely has momentum. And DeathTouch needs to have a very strong opening defensive stand here, Warwitch. If they cannot hold the beachfront for at least 2 minutes, it's going to be a long evening and a long round indeed. Maybe I should say a short round, because DarkSide definitely bringing the thunder right now, buddy. We're starting in 1 second, and I'm going to pass the action over to you.
Well, full time on the clock. DarkSide, Allied Objective, Axis Team, D2 score 2-1 right here. And you gotta welcome UT Samson asking out there, is the Axis GOAT? I got a knife kill, I heard him. He loves it, he's a big fan. You get a knife kill in the OSP Justice, and the Axis GOAT humiliates you. That's right, so if you go down with a knife in the back, he chimes in with a little fun and havoc from the Axis Germany side. Incoming action right here. We've got a plant, a couple green light actions. DarkSide fun. Let's take a quick look for you. Allied DarkSide Nans right there. Dynamite plant, seawall breach. It is planted. Far left-hand side, seawall door is also planted here tonight. DarkSide incoming airstrikes over the wall of the Axis Fortress right here. Axis DT defenders right there. It is DT murder taken out by DS Slugs and his support fire right there just behind the forward bunker, and the forward bunker has been breached. DarkSide really coming strong now, Justice. They've really figured out the DeathTouch defense. DT's going to have to throw these guys a curveball if they're going to really hold off DS at this time.
DT looking a little scrambling. They're not really set up in the defense that they'd like to have, being pushed back into the war room instead of having the outside defensive presence like they started off. Obviously, the latter defense is what they prefer, and it worked best. With the first round, and that's the only round they were able to take a point thus far. Their war room defense seems to be unorganized. They don't have that strong Empire-like war room defense that we've seen in the past from that team with Venoms and the door blocking and the support. So it's going to be a little bit of improvisation. Now, luckily for them, DarkSide has not been too focused on attacking in large groups. A lot of last round they were attacking in onesies and twosies, which allows DeathTouch to remain in control, but at the end, once DarkSide did have a force of at least 4 guys down in the war room, as you saw, game over, and they were able to easily get the capture. Now, the action is back to you, bud.
Well, really what you're seeing here is DarkSide is forcing the DeathTouch team into the war room very early on with 5:37 remaining. That is absolutely what you do not want to happen. You want to make them fight for every minute, every second, all the way up to that war room, and hold down that war room for maybe a minute, 2 minutes if you can. 5 minutes to hold the war room to be pushed back into that tight corner is just a pain in the Axis ass. Grab right there, objective taken, then secured. It is back on the table. Nice defense. DT Griffin medic and DT murder medic locking it down. Axis side right here. Checking in the back room. We've got a DT murder, DT Griffin, 2-man, the Axis strike force. Double medic action right here. Moving into the hallways. DT Damac right around the crates and barrels near the back stairwell. Engaging Christoph. DarkSide, Lieutenant versus Lieutenant combination right there. Neither come out on top. Grenades being dropped. DS Christoph throwing a grenade, now moving in, strafing the war room right there with the MP40 action. Might be a Thompson dropping his pineapple grenade. Then DT born to die. Bunny hops him. Hops on top of his head and machine guns his brains out. It's over. That was a cool move. Hops off the bed in the Axis barracks and just machine guns him down from above. Good stuff. DS right here with a push to the war room. Take it away.
Samson with the Panzerfaust taking out Nas and Slugs, both of them lieutenants that were threatening to attack the war room, Warwitch. Now, the issue that I'm looking at here is DeathTouch playing a reactionary defense. DarkSide definitely calling the shots. DeathTouch doing their best to try to scramble and recover and react to what DarkSide is doing. Obviously, this is what DarkSide wants, and this is not going to be a successful defensive configuration. DeathTouch needs to make a stand. They need to start dictating what the DS team can and cannot do. And right now, they're just not doing that. The DarkSide team has free entrance in both the door and the maintenance without any kind of DeathTouch standing in their way whatsoever. I'm following Nas from the DarkSide team. He's spearheading a group of 4 DarkSide allied players now engaging in front of the War Room, Warwitch. You take it away, bud.
Moving back down to the War Room, let's pick up the action for you right there. There is the objective grab. Who's got it? Ain't gonna get far. It's DT. Griffin shuts him down, but it's grabbed again. DS Prodigy with the grab. He's got it. He's got it under his arm. He's a medic. Now he's out the far left-hand side door. He's gonna take it through the Axis barracks. He's got the objective. Now to the radio stairs, backed up by DS Naz. DS Naz charging forward. He's a medic, pistol in hand. Incoming Axis team waiting for him, dropping grenades everywhere. DT Demak mowing down DarkSide, and the Axis DT was clearly waiting for them, Justice. They were all over the railings in the back radio stairs. And the radio stairs themselves, it was not going to happen for the Allies. And Montgomery is not going to be pleased, but he's going to like this maneuver as DS Shiner returns with a shadow cap, and he says, I'm going to take this up the back stairs. We're going to throw a little curveball here to the Axis DT team. We're going to take it up the other side and give this a shot, and it looks like it's going to be a good shot, Justice. They've got about 2 men backing up Shiner. Shiner now going to hold off as Christoph and compatriots. It is Christoph and Slugs, Lieutenant and Medic now move outwards, but a nice panzer bounce by DT Samstein denies 2 of the escorts right there, and there are down, and an ambush from behind. The carrier is killed by DT Griffin, really utilizing some infield smarts right there, coming up from behind, taking down the DarkSide carrier, buying the DeathTouch team a little time. 2:06 is all that stands away right here for DT, getting themselves a point and tying the game up. Back to you.
Well, following DS Christoph and Prodigy moving towards the War Room now, they're a little bit pressed for time as they're really only going to get 2 or 3 more shots at getting the objective. This time did not work as DT Murder and DT Demak quickly close in on the document carrier and prevent him from even exiting the War Room. Warwitch, DeathTouch doing a really good job with this reactionary defense of theirs. They, especially Samstein, coming through with a lot of multiple kills with that Panzerfaust of his, doing a good job of not letting DarkSide really threaten getting the documents up. Now, DarkSide before on that cap, when they got out the radio room, the issue there looked like a little miscommunication, my friend, as half of the squad went up the radio room, including the documents, and the other half went around to the back stairs. If they had all gone one way, maybe they had already gotten the capture by now. Instead, I'm following DS Naz, Prodigy, and Christoph attacking once again into the War Room, and I'm going to let you take that away.
Well, this is their final hope. DS Naz with the grab, 57 seconds. Does he get out of the War Room? No! Shut down by DT Born to Die. Nice. Born to Die right there as a medic. Make some revivals on DT Demak. DT Murder right there, 47 seconds remain. DeathTouch going to reach out and touch someone. Touch some DarkSide trying to income and grab the Axis documents. Not going to happen this time. 38 seconds remain right here. Here's the final rush from DarkSide. It is Slugs. It is Shiner. It is a grab. It is Shiner taking heavy machine gun fire. It is Shiner taking a grenade. It is DT Born to Die making the return right there. That was definitely Justice. A desperation grab for DarkSide and not going to happen. DT's malleable and flexible Axis defense have held off DarkSide the solid 8 minutes right here, and I believe I reported incorrectly that this was a tying point. I believe what this is going to do is allow DT the chance, a solid 8 minutes on the clock, to tie the game. Justice may have lost track a bit. Can you clarify what's going down?
Win.
Yeah, the DeathTouch team will now have the full 8 minutes on the clock. Now, they need to have a win, because with a tie, DarkSide is going to get a point, and that's going to push them over the edge with a 3-2 victory. So DeathTouch back to the wall here. They can't settle for a tie. They must get a capture within the next 8 minutes, or game is the over. Warwitch, we're waiting on 4 players. Quickly looking at the stats, DeathTouch definitely out-fragging the DarkSide team, and that was led by the monstrous 7-4 performance by DT Murder. DarkSide as a team only shooting 47%. Not good enough on the Allied team. Not with the defense. Not with the defenses. They have the massive advantage on a map like this. So with 8 minutes left, DeathTouch gonna need to come strong here. If they can frag like they just fragged, it looks like. What? Who? What? Alright, I'm listening to Warwitch talk on the phone. I don't know if anyone else heard that, but it was pretty funny. And whoever called, he will call you back in about half an hour. So like I said, DeathTouch, if they can bring the Thunder again like they did last round, out-frag DarkSide, then I definitely think that they can pull this one off and get a 2-2 match here tied up. The match now is live, Warwitch, and I'm going to pass the action off to you.
Well, here's the deal. Allied team, DT, they've got the full time on the clock. Do or die situation. It does not get any closer than this here tonight. Dynamite Plant, Seawall Breach, TSN's 1944 RTCW coverage. We've been doing it for months, and it comes down to this here tonight in the final weeks of the Cal Invites Sunday night action. Nice plant right there, Seawall Breach. We got a green light on the seawall door, but no plant right there. Here's come the engineers, DT Apocalypse with the plant, backed up by the medics, DT Engineer Murder, and the medics from the DT side. Get the plant done, and the Seawall Breach on the far right-hand side. DT now incoming, 7:05 on the clock right here. Again, as Justice states, if DarkSide can hold off DeathTouch this entire time, it's going to be a tie. Bring the score 3-1 or 3-2. A DarkSide win. If DT pull this off, the score becomes 2-2, and the game is still underway. Critical time for DarkSide. They want to walk away the winners here tonight. They're really going to have to shut down the Iron defense here to get that done. DarkSide defense in position, left-hand side, upper tier, near the radio transmitting room, making a little suicide actions on their parts, and just kind of for the revival. And we're looking right here for incoming DT. Allies now capture the forward bunker. They're there. Incoming Panzerfaust. Bleed right there. Opens a world of bleeding hurt. Incoming trying to recapture the forward bunker. He does so. Forward bunker now in the possession of the Axis DarkSide team. Justice, all you.
Well, I'm waiting for one of the DeathTouch members to drop through the vents. I can't see who he is. Griffin is now waiting up in the vents. He snuck through. Now, DarkSide's defense up top, the way that they have it spread out like that, if one guy goes down, it opens up a pretty sizable hole, allowing for one or two guys of the Allies to sneak through.
Yeah, here he comes.
Now making his move, dropping down. He does have a touch. He's able to take out slugs. He's now shooting his own teammate, Apocalypse. Now Apocalypse and Griffin from the DT team moving up the back stairway. Griffin in control of the documents. He is a medic. He is full 100% health. Now at the top of the back stairs, and it looks like no access to be found, Warwitch, as DT Griffin is off to the races. It looks like he is going to have an easy score. And yes, 232. 232, he captures the clock. It's not going to count as it was the second half, but he did. It was just a mighty fast cap there. Good job, Griffin, with the patience to wait up in the vents there and bide his time. Good timing to hop down, take it, and he took it coast to coast. So props to him. And Warwitch, all of a sudden we've got a tie game.
Something that you and I have not seen in quite some time. DT versus DarkSide, 2-2 tie here tonight. Cal Invite fun. Now the game is underway yet again, and we're going to decide right now for the final rounds and matchups here as the DarkSide Axis are ready. DT with a slight advantage going into this. DT, having been the Allies the round before, are coming into this round now, Justice, warmed up. They know what to do. They're good to go. They're ready to make their assault again. They've got the momentum. DarkSide a little bit stunned by that very quick grab from DT. DT Griffin should rename himself to War Emblem. The guy is a stallion. Grabs the documents and makes the cap.
Oh, Lord.
All you pick up the Axis DarkSide defense.
I want to know where you come up with these things. Do you plan that out, Warwitch? I don't know.
It just came to
anyway,
mind.
You're a natural. You're a natural. My friend, DarkSide doing a good job on the defense. The initial phase, the DeathTouch team does have a plant down at the sea wall, but the door has, as of yet, been blown, or even planted for that matter. Now the seawall is breached. However, the DeathTouch team just respawned on the beach and have yet to get up into attacking position. They're now trying to get that door planted, my friend. And DarkSide not having any of it, as DeathTouch unable to get the door planted. However, DT Griffin, the man of the hour, has snuck into the upper reaches of the Axis base, now moving into the spawn area, where he's going to lie and wait for some teammate backup. Warwitch, take it away.
Once again, Griffin with the ninja-styled sniper action. The guy's just moving in like a shadow. That's his job. He is a spy, buddy, and he's doing it well. Going to hold up. He's going to wait. Allies capture the forward bunker. DT sneak the guys over. They get over the far right-hand side in the seawall breach. They down, and they capture the bunker.
Good
Buddy,
Lord.
what's going on? What's going down? You got to lock on something.
Griffin, the ninja, takes out the first man with his Thompson, takes out the second man with his pistol. And let me tell you something, Nas is feeling pretty shamed right now.
And he's got
taken
the grab,
out by
buddy.
a half-dead medic's pistol. He does have a grab. He's moving up the back stairs. DT Griffin, the man, the myth, the legend, my friend, moving up the back stairs. He's all alone. He has the pistol out. And he does not seem to be deterred whatsoever.
Up by the Panther
team in solid control.
DT is in control. DT Griffin coming in.
He's going to have a quick. Oh!
2-17.
Oh my gosh.
Let's give that man the props, buddy. 2-17. DT Griffin again with the mysterious Shadow Ninja-styled cap coming in. Truly a credit to the DT team. This guy is a nightmare with the pistol.
Yeah.
Pistol whips DarkSide from behind, taking out 2 members. He's a medic. He's got no ammo. He says, you know what? I don't need ammo because I'm just going to slap you aside with the back of my hand. I'm going to grab your documents. He goes on up towards the back stairwell, shocking DarkSide, who are out of position. Sweeps in with the assistance of a Panzerfaust. Now get this, the Panzerfaust screams into the transmitting room and TKs 2 DT members. It don't matter. There is no one in position. It don't matter. He can TK all day long because, like a shadow in midnight, Griffin comes in and literally just teleports in front of the transmission station, and he gets it 2-17. What a time. DT did it once before, and 2-17. They mirror the time exactly yet again. 2-17. Justice, incredible.
Incredible, and now Warwitch DarkSide in danger of losing tonight. 2-17 is going to be a very, very hard time to overcome, especially now that DeathTouch has regained the momentum and feeling pretty good about themselves now. They got a lot of confidence, and you know, it's going to be a lot to overcome the DeathTouch team now. DT definitely doing a job out-fragging DarkSide. I didn't get a chance to look at the stats, but let me tell you, it was a massacre, just eyeballing the death messages here. We're now live. DarkSide storming the beachhead, Warwitch, and I'm going to pass the action off to you.
DarkSide cannot linger. DarkSide cannot stall. Every play must be a success. First attempt at the walls must succeed. Everything they must do must go the way they plan it. Now, incoming, DS Naz, engineer. Oh, taken out right there, artillery support by the seawall breach. That is going to deny him the chance to plant that green light and turn it red.
And that was Griffin.
Griffin again, taking him out right there,
Griffin.
but he's the man of the hour, buddy. DS Christoph, however, is not facing Griffin on the Axis defense. He gets the plant and the seawall door, but we've got 132 remaining. DT really showing tonight with Griffin in tow that they are really a spy team. These guys would rather sneak those members in from behind, airdrop those allied rangers behind you, than to tackle you up front. DarkSide not expecting that 2-17 plan time. DS right here feeling the hurt. DS trying to hop over the wall. We got to hop over the wall. DS Prodigy over, hopping towards the forward bunker, gets inside and takes on the entire DT team. Right there from behind. Nice maneuver right there. DS Shiner backs him up from the other side. Now we got 58 seconds. This is the final rush. A full rush of DarkSide. They're going to try to get in there. They're going to try to get inside, and they're going to try to get that cap. But do they have a Griffin of their own? Remains to be seen. Justice, 45 seconds remain. Take us home in the final lap tonight. Oh. Is he... Oh. Objective. Is he... Oh. Objective taken. Lost you. Lost buddy phone. And I'm going to just keep carrying away the action right here. The objective secured. Justice, 19 seconds. Objective taken. Sorry about the timeout. DS Slugs has got 16 seconds to get home. Justice, do you have a lock on him? 10 seconds. All you.
I have a lock. They're moving up the radio stairs, Warwitch. 9 seconds left. They still have the documents. I don't see any kind of... Oh, they do have 3 defense at the top of the stairs.
No!
Oh, they almost got it!
DT pulls it out!
Oh, my God.
DT pulls off the defense with 1 second right there. DarkSide had it. What an incredible offense from DarkSide. Justice sweeping in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. DT nearly lose the game, but shut them down right there and stop the DarkSide rush. Game is over. DT walk away the victors in one of the closest games, Justice, that you and I have ever seen. Wow.
That is very true, my friend, and amazing. DT Apocalypse, just psychic, dropping the grenade, moving back, and then whipping out the MP40. Grenade goes off, takes out one. Then he takes out the Warwitch.
I'm here. I'm back. Losing connection to the server.
Okay.
This is clearly one of those moments that will be remembered for all time. DT versus DarkSide, 1 second remaining. I clearly thought DarkSide was going to sweep in and take that win. It looked so clearly like they had it, but DT, just the momentum of fate. I guess, Justice, time ran out. And I say it time and again.
It was the Axis Goat.
It had to be. He tripped him up. He tripped him up the back stairs. He was going to the radio stairs. He got tripped up by the Axis Goat. He tumbled and he scrambled and he ran out of time. I've said it time and again, buddy. Time and again that in MP Beach especially. And back. My cable modem works every day but Sunday. Justice, let's wrap this up. I think we got a game going on server number 2 right now. Congratulations to both teams. One of the closest games you and I have seen.
For sure. And I don't know if you caught that, Warwitch, how close it was. He was in reach of one of the chairs next to the transmitter, my friend. If he had had even an inch closer, it would have been a game in DarkSide's favor. And it could not have possibly been any closer with 1 second left on the clock. And, you know, just an amazing game played by both teams. The match was just back and forth all night long. DeathTouch coming out with the early lead, then DarkSide coming out getting the next 2 points. And then DeathTouch answering with 2 points of their own and stealing that victory. But it was just amazing. It doesn't get any closer than that, and I hope that everyone goes to Cached or Shack ES and downloads that demo, because it's definitely worth watching.
You know, absolutely. Well, here's the deal. We got some action on server number 2 for you. I don't know if my connection's going to hold up, so I think what I'm going to try to do is stream you over to server 2. If you find that you keep disconnecting, which is likely going to be the case, then go ahead and disconnect from server 1 and jump on to server 2 and dial in right now for Empire versus Westside Wolves. Justice, glad to have you here tonight. Not sure who took the win on the Affliction versus Hostile Incorporated game, but we're going to find out soon, no doubt. Justice, myself, and Warwitch, we're out of here, buddy. I'll see you soon.
Yep. Good game.
Take care, buddy. Going to be dialing into server 1 here in just a moment. TSN, stick around.